back to Reloading Journey. If you've seen my channel before, you know that I've only been reloading now for just over 11 months, almost a year. This was the press I started with, the M-Press single stage. I've since moved on to the X10 Progressive. Now I've always loaded with, I did probably 5,000 rounds on this, and I'm close to 26,000 rounds on this. And I've always just used either range brass that I pick up or mostly Capital cartridge, once fired range brass. And it's always worked great. On the single stage, everything goes through it multiple times. You put that in, you got to touch the brass, put it in, touch the brass, take it out, all the way through. So if, let's say I was going to load 1,000 or 500 rounds, and there were times that I sat there and I did 500, decap and size for 500, and then I would take that out. Next thing is going to be my flare. After I prime, I would take each one, put it in my primer, prime each one, and then you go to flare. Now you're touching each one. You touched each one to prime it. Now you're touching each one to flare it. Into flare, back out, in, back out. After that, I would take this out and I'm going to go to my seating. But before I did that, and I did it multiple ways, sometimes I would go ahead and do each one. I would drop my powder in it, bring it over, seat my bullet. And then there were times that I would, if I had 100 of them or something like that, I might go through and just go ahead and drop powder in them. And I found this was a little more, because if you watch one of my videos, there's one where I'm talking and I pick it up, I miss that, and I see the bullet, I didn't put a primer in it, so I just squib. This way, I found if I did this and just put powder in each one, afterwards I could see them all, see they all have powder, then I would put in my seating die and go ahead and seat the bullets. But every time, and then flare, or crimp. And I did buy a crimp, seating crimp die. I never really got it set up, and then I got this and didn't worry about it. But every one of these that you have to put in, you have to touch it and put it out. Touch it to put it in, the brass, touch it to take it out. I had purchased some Starline just to do some testing. Starline, brand new brass. And just to do some testing on this and on this, just messing with it. So my thoughts were, it's already deprimed, it's clean, don't have to clean it, don't have to deprime it, don't have to size it. So that's one less step. So if I'm doing 500 rounds, that's 1,000 times I got to touch it to size it, 1,000 for the flare, 1,000 for this, 1,000 for this, 1,000 for this, 2 each time. If I can get rid of one of these, say I don't size it, these are brand new, not deprimed, I don't have to deprime them. So my thought was, boom, I'm going to bring it over here. I'm going to go ahead and, well, first I would prime it, and then boom, I'm gonna bring it over here. I'm just gonna throw in my flare die and flare. Now I could do 100 of those, 1,000 or 500, whatever I'm gonna do. I would do them all, have them all primed. Now if I do it this way, now I just come over here, I go ahead and add powder to them all. They've all been flared, they've all got powder. Now I'm ready to seat. Boom, come over here, throw in my seat die, grab a new bullet. Man, I just saved a lot of time not sizing. Throw it in here, seat my bullet, and boom, I've got a nice round, but watch this. The cases are too big. They have to be sized. Now on this, it doesn't matter. For me, I'd pour these in. They're gonna go through my decap sizing die, swage die, everything, even though it doesn't need it, it's in there, it's gonna happen. Doesn't matter. But if I was here and I was doing that and I bought all this brass and I was super excited, I'd be fucking pissed when I went to see my first one and that bullet just ran down in. For one thing, you've got to go back through and size them all again, and you've got to go rock through and flare them again, because now you flared them. To size them, it's going to, sorry about that, I should turn that ringer off. Whenever you go to size them now, it's going to ruin your flare. Now you've got to touch them again to size them, touch them again, and if you did go through and drop powder and 50 of them or 100 of them or whatever, man, it could just be. So I just wanted to put that out to you. I don't know if it's only Starline brass that doesn't come to the right size, has to be sized. I tried doing some research online and I couldn't find anything. The only thing I saw was some people talking about their rifle brass, and the guy was buying Lapua, which I know is like the pinnacle of it, and he said he doesn't size it. It comes, he counts on them to have it right, he runs it all once, and then after that is when he doesn't use it for precision right off the bat. He shoots it all and then brings it back in, and that's when he resizes and all that, but it comes to spec. I really thought whenever you bought some brand new brass, it would be a step you wouldn't have to worry about. And like I said, for me, it doesn't matter on this. I would be running it through my sizer anyways, but I just wanted to get this out here for somebody that's on a single stage, just starting out. You buy some new brass, you think, man, that just saves me a whole step. Gonna save me a lot of time. I can load a lot faster. Nope. Sorry to tell you, you're gonna have to size it. Do it ahead of time, because if you do it after, I'd be pissed if I had 100, 500, if I went through and, even if I hadn't put powder in them, I just went through and flared them, ran them through my flare die. And now I have to go back, size them, and run them through my flare die again. So this was just a little, I don't know, PSA or whatever, just an FYI. If you're just starting out, or if you've always ran range brass or once fired, and you decide you're going to run some brand new brass, check it first. I don't know, like I said, I don't know if it's only Starline or if that's a standard. It might be a standard, I didn't know. Some people out there tell me, leave a comment. Let me know if you found other brasses the same way, or if it's only Starline, or I got a bad bag, or just let me know. Hope this was helpful to someone. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks.